in relationship to making peace in the home, creating balance in your home. This is dependent on you, largely on you. Because remember, that which you perceive around you is a reflection of the energy that you are emanating. Yes, in a certain sense, there are other beings. Yes, in a certain sense, there are other forms of consciousness, but without you, they do not exist. Without your perception of them, there is no one to perceive them. Therefore, in your reality, their existence is dependent on you. Remember that what you take in from the outer reality, your psychology and your nervous system reconfigure. You never see a situation as it is. You never see it purely. You will always see it with some degree of bias, with some degree of filter, with some degree of interpretation. That inspires you when you look for the positive in my words, because that means there is so much within your perception that is within your control. When you see your mother, your father, your siblings, the family pet, the family home, do your best to drop the script, to drop the memory-based projection from when you were young. You have to learn to put that down. When you get incredibly triggered, when you feel so bothered by them and by the happenings within the family, you're actually not being bothered by what's happening presently around you. It might look like that, but what's happening is you're being bothered by memories from when you were much younger. And those memories get poked. The wounds connected to them get poked by the modern happenings between you and your family. But I'm here to let you know that if you can address those wounds that occurred when you were younger with the family, you will not feel so emotionally reactive to them in the present, and then you will not seek to flee in the same way. You will find new ways of relating to the family that are able to bring both you and the family members up together. Because if you continue to separate and separate and separate from family, how will you be able to make contact with your collective family? You see, in order for the family members that you call your star family to be able to smoothly make contact with all of you, your human family must focus on repairing and restoring the connections between one another. That is one of our most pivotal and important messages for all of you. This doesn't mean you have to create perfect peace in your families, but what it does mean is treat those that you are related to, i.e. other humans, with as much unconditional love as you're capable of treating them with. Use as much wisdom as you're capable of using. Use as much grace as you're capable of using. Use as much kindness as you're capable of using. Allow for yourself to see one another in that way. And when you do that, day after day after day, heaven on earth, peace on earth is here to stay. And there are beings that will amplify and bring those frequencies of peace. You are those beings. You are channeling those frequencies from within, and you are calling star family members to reflect those frequencies back to you from without. So this is my suggestion for you as to how to navigate the family. Remember that your family is not so different from you. They all have their desires. They all have their fears. They all have their regrets. They all have the false image of self that they think they really are, that they tell themselves and reinforce in their minds. They all have a relationship with the earth. They all have a relationship with the creator. They all have various levels of consciousness. They're not so different from you. And if you reject that, then you reject yourself. So find how you are similar. Focus on your similarities. If you don't like some of those similarities, if some of those similarities are based in unconsciousness, then thank your family for the reflection and get busy rectifying and correcting those things within you. And you will have used the relationship positively, and then maybe you will no longer resonate with them because you will have elevated your state of consciousness.